Yo, hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã đến với channel của mình ha các bạn ha. Lại là mình đây, UIT Knowledge nhá. Thì hôm nay cũng là một video đặc biệt thôi các bạn. Tại vì cũng chưa tới mùa thi các bạn ha. Nên cũng rảnh rỗi, xin không lỗi các bạn. Rồi ok, thì nói chung là video này sẽ dành cho mục đích giải trí là chủ yếu thôi các bạn ha. Thì những bạn nào muốn kiểu như là xem coi là giai đoạn sau khi mình ra trường á thì mình làm những cái gì, thì ok các bạn ha, mình sẽ làm trong video này cho các bạn xem để có gì các bạn biết trước thôi các bạn ha. Rồi ok, thì nói chung là trong hơn một tháng vừa qua thì mình cũng có đi làm việc với các bạn ha, ở một nơi cụ thể nào đó mà mình không muốn nhắc tới ở đây, nhưng mà chắc là tí nữa xem slide là các bạn biết rồi các bạn ha. Thì thông qua đó thì cũng là quá trình mà mình học thôi các bạn, chứ cũng chưa có được vô chính thức hay cái gì đó thôi các bạn ha, làm thử. Rồi thì sắp tới đây là mình có một buổi báo cáo các bạn với lại anh BM thôi các bạn ha. Thì đó, mình sẽ báo cáo là những gì mà mình đã học được trong một tháng vừa qua. Cái vấn đề ở đây các bạn là mình phải thuyết trình bằng tiếng Anh các bạn nhé, cho nên nó sẽ hơi ấy xíu. Rồi nhưng mà thôi không sao các bạn. Nói chung thì về mặt tiếng Anh thì mình cứ dùng những từ cơ bản thôi các bạn, dễ giao tiếp với lại là khách nước ngoài là được các bạn nhé, không cần thiết là các bạn phải 8 chấm hay 9 chấm IELTS đâu. Thì những bạn nào mà dùng được những ngôn từ hoa lá mỹ miều gì đó thì thôi, mấy bạn nói là khá là bá ha. Ok, thì bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu nha các bạn. Tiếng Anh mình cũng hơi rõ, chứ cũng ở mức độ giao tiếp cơ bản thôi các bạn, chứ cũng không có gì ghê mấy. Ok, thì chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu. Rồi, thì đây là slide của mình thôi các bạn ha. Slide của mình. Và chúng ta sẽ chuẩn bị bắt đầu nha các bạn. Alright, ok, bắt đầu video thôi các bạn ha. Hello, Mr. Sir and everyone else in the meeting room. Today, I'm Phan Children, and today I will have a presentation for self-work and what I have learned through a month. Alright, let's begin. So here's the overviews of my presentation today. So as you can see, it will consist of 9 concepts to talk in here. Alright, so let's tie into the first one, okay? What is self-work? So basically, Salesforce is the world leading cloud-based CRM platform. First, what is CRM? CRM is Customer Relationship Management, an approach to managing a company interaction with current and potential customer. As you can see, when a customer uses your service, you save their information or future of use. Okay, you can advise them a new of your service or something. Yeah, you can advertisement to them, so they are the type of customer who will really care about your service in the future. So that is what called potential. Alright, the second one, it uses data analysis about customer history to improve business relationship with customer. Alright, like I talked in the previous, especially focusing on customer retention and ultimately driving sales growth. Alright, as you can see sales growth in here. We will want to sell as much as we can to our customer. Is Salesforce just a CRM platform? No, it's not just a CRM. It's come a lot of standard functionality that you can use to run your own business. Here are some features I want to introduce to you today. The first one is that you can sell to prospect and customer. Second one, have your customer after the sale. And the third one is that you can work on the go. Okay? Next, we can collaborate with our customer. We can market to your audience. And the third one is that you can automate common business function. For a specific one, whenever we buy something, it will send an email, right? That you have bought the product, and in the future, they can send some other products from them to you to watch. Okay. Alright, the third one is that we can work smarter and improve productivity with generative AI tool. For example, Salesforce is Tính or Agentforce. Alright, so let's tie into the basic concept. I want to talk about Salesforce. So you just think of Salesforce data like a database. First, it's business friendly. Alright, so here are the 4 concepts I want to introduce in here. The first one is that the object. Object, you can see it like the table 1. It represents a specific type of data. For example, how contact, leads, and opportunity. These are the 4 important objects in Salesforce. Alright, so for object is consists of standard object and custom object. The standard one is the build with what built by Salesforce. The second one is created by developer for business needs. Alright, so you can see example how object will store the company information, include the name, the phone, the email, something more, and I don't want to mention here. The second one, field. Field, you can think it's like the table column. It defines a specific attribute of an object. Alright, so the type of the field, we have multiple one. For example, you have the text, number, date, pick list, lookup, formula, and anything more. Fields is just like the object one. It has standard field and custom field. The standard field is the built by Salesforce. Right, so you can see this a name, email, and phone. The custom one is that created to capture unique business data. Right, let's move on to the third concept. It's the record. Record is just like a row of a table. It represents a single instant and entry in an object. For example, Acme Corporation is a record in a account object. Its record holds values for all the fields. User can use to create, read, update, and delete record daily. Right, and the last concept one is the relationship. So you're just thinking this relationship is just a link between the table. So in database, you already know about the primary key and foreign key, right? But in Salesforce, we don't have primary key. Whenever you create an object once, it will automatically create a primary key for them, and you cannot change it, okay? But the second one is the foreign key. Yeah, we can change it in the Salesforce, which is called this one, relationship. It will connect record across different objects. For the relationship, it will have two types. The first one is that the lookup, and the second one is the master detail. For the lookup, it's a loose link. For example, they are lookup relationship between a contact and account. For master detail, it's a strong parent-child link. And the differences between lookup and master detail relationship is that whenever we delete a record in the master, a record in the detail one will be deleted too. Okay? Alright, but the last one is that we have the many to many. So whenever you have the many to many and you connect it through a relationship, is create a new junction object one between them. Alright, and it will use the master detail relationship here to connect it. Alright, not the lookup one. Alright, so let's move to the what have been discussed before. So you can see we already discussed about the security, which has been talked by NAM, permission set and permission set group, which has been introduced by Tính, and the last one is that the relationship object is already talked about by Mình. And the other one is that they mentioned here, it's the introduction to Flow, Service Cloud, Lightning App, IP code, and deploy to org. So in my presentation, I want to focus more about the Lightning App. Alright, it's the UI of the Salesforce. It will consist of three things I want to talk: Lightning Experience, Lightning App Builder, and Lightning Web Component. Alright, so let's move on to the first one, Lightning Experience. So Lightning Experience is the modern Salesforce UI designed to improve productivity, usability, and performance compared to the Salesforce Classic. It focuses on a component-based UI, faster workflow, and guided action, better visualization, data through dashboard and reports. It provides a more intuitive and interactive experience, helping users work more efficiently with data and business processes. Alright, so the Lightning Experience offers a structured and flexible layout that enhances user interaction with Salesforce. So here are the things you can customize whenever you're using this Lightning Experience in Salesforce. The first one is that the list fields. So the main function of it is that you can create your own view of your data in your object. The third one is that the second one is that the record highlight with compact layout. So what is the record highlight? So you will see in here, you see this account name, and below it, this you see it had a blue color and with the underline. And whenever we hover our mouse into here, you can see it will show up the related opportunity, case, and other information. So that is what we call a record highlight. The third one is that the record page component and fields. So you see this detail in here. You see this one, opportunity owner, private opportunity name, account type, list sort, order number. Here are the field ones, and you can adjust it. Okay. And the last one is that button and links. So you can see here we have the follow button in the right upper screen, and for the link you can, so in my image it doesn't have the link, but you can add it into the Salesforce through the learning experience. And this interface serves as the foundation for building modern Salesforce application. Right, so this is just the basic one, and everyone else can do it. Now let's move to the second one, Lightning App Builder. So Lightning App Builder is a declarative drag and drop tool used to design and customize Salesforce page without writing code. With this, you can create a user-friendly interfaces that meet specific business requirements. To understand more, you need to know the two concepts, Lightning page and Lightning component. I will talk about the Lightning component first and Lightning page later. Now, a Lightning component is a compact, configurable, and reusable element that you can add to a Lightning page in the Lightning App Builder. So, Lightning component types, it will consist of three types. The first one is that the standard component, which was built by Salesforce. The second one is the custom component, which was built by developer through Lightning Web Component, or you can call LWC, which I will talk later. And the last one is that the third-party component. You can see it through the app exchange, alright? And they already do it for you. So all you need to do is just import this component into your Salesforce org, and then you can use it normally. Alright, the next one is a landing page. A landing page is a custom layout that lets you design your page for use in the Salesforce mobile app or Lightning experience. A landing page is composed of regions that contain components. For the type of landing page, we have three types. The first one is app page, designed to provide a workspace for a specific application, such as displaying dashboard and reports. The second one is the home page. It can be served as the landing page for user when they log in to the Salesforce. The last one, the record page, display detailed information for a single record, such as an account, contact, or opportunity. So these three ones will have three different functions. So you must remember whenever you customize your page. Now let's talk about the UI of the Lightning App Builder and what does it do. Alright, so I will divide this is the UI of the Lightning App Builder, and it will include 5 things I want to talk in here. Now the first one is number 1. In the top is the header. So in the header you can know which page you are customizing. Okay, you can see I'm customizing the custom account page. The second one is number 2, is the toolbar. So for the toolbar, you can see I have the undo, redo. The next one is that the cut, copy, paste button. So you already know its functionality, right? In here, you can see this one, the desktop, it does which you are viewing. So you are viewing this component in the desktop, alright? Next one is that the string to view. The string to view is that the view of the Lightning App Builder, alright? And the next button in here is that the refresh. It will refresh the UI of the Lightning App Builder. Alright, and you see in the upper right screen right here, we have the button. This will include the activation, save, and analyze. So whenever you done your work, remember to save, and for it to display to user, you have to activate the page. Now, number 3 is in the left in here, is that the command palette. So in here we have the component, and you can see here it already have the standard component in here. And for you, if you want to use, just click and drop it into the landing page canvas, which was number 4. Alright, so for the number 4 is that the region that you can customize your UI of the page. So you can adjust it, for example, the contact below the opportunity, or the case becoming above the opportunity. You can see. Or we can add more tab in here, and we can delete some information. For example, the industry for the account sign here, we see that it doesn't have anything in here, and we just delete it for the use. Okay, and the last one is that the number 5 is in the right here. You can see it the property pane, and for the property pane in here is that you adjust your component. For example, you can customize its name, label, and in here you can see it has its own developer name, and with what unique, don't make it the same name in here. So just remember that. So these are all the things I want to talk about the Lightning App Builder in here. Now let's move on to the Lightning Web Component. The Lightning Web Component is self-fork modern front-end framework for building custom user interfaces, and it is based on standard web technology such as HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. LWC is designed to deliver high performance, follow modern web development standards, and provide reusable and maintainable components. And it is the preferred framework for developing custom UI in Salesforce. So as you can see, if we are using the Lightning App Builder, all these components is all just built by Salesforce, and you can't customize it much as when we use this Lightning Web component. Alright, now we will talk about the Lightning Web component structure. So you will need to use some IDE for the coding in here. So as you can see, I'm using Visual Studio Code, installing some extension for the Salesforce, and then I create a new project. But before that, I have to authorize an org. Yeah, you remember that Salesforce is has its own org, right? You create your own username for the org and then the password for the security. So whenever you are coding something, you have to log in your org, right? And then you create your own project in here through the command palette, and you type it sfgx. Alright, so here are the structure of this LWC. First one is that the default. So here you can see Force App main default is the main folder, and it will contain all the Salesforce metadata in here. The second one, LWC name. For example, in here I have the LWC case table. This one is the folder of a single Lightning Web component. So as you can see, one component is equal to one folder. So if you want to create more new component in here, just simply create a new folder in this LWC. Okay, the next one is that we have the tree folder, which the first one is that .html is the UI template of the component. The second one is that the .js component logic and event handling, and the third one is that the .css scope styling for the component. All right, and to extend more, we have that the default classes. This one is the iPad controller that handle the backend logic and provide data to LWC. Okay, so these are the basic of the structure of the LWC. Now, how it all connects. The first one is Lightning Experience. Lightning Experience is what end users see and interact with in Salesforce. It allows users to view, edit, and manage data easily through a modern interface. It focuses on usability and day-to-day business operation. For this one, everyone can use it, and you just use your Salesforce web, and then you can customize it easily. Next one, Lightning App Builder. It's designed for users with basic Salesforce knowledge, such as admin developer. It enables them to customize page and layout without writing any code, and it focuses on configuration and page customization. Okay, and the last one is that the Lightning Web Component. Lightning Web Component are intended for developer used to build advanced custom UI and business logic using modern web technology. It focuses on extendability and advanced customization. All right. So this one is for any user, any Salesforce user in here. The second one is for Salesforce admin developer, and the last one is for Salesforce developer, and which we will have to learn. Alright, so in here we have the dev workflow in here. So basically the admin setup or Lightning app. The second one is that all developer build LDWC component. The component are added to app builder page. And then we have to click and drag it into your Lightning app builder, and we active the page and deploy it to the user. And the last one is that user can see it in Lightning experience. Alright, so now it's a line demo of my project which I have done, but for time of the presentation is short, so I think I will skip this. But when I'm presenting this to my PM, I have to demo it for him to see what I have been done through a month. Alright, so sorry for this excursion. Okay, now is that the conclusion through what I have learned through a month. Salesforce is more than a CRM. It's a full development platform. You can build a custom apps, automate processes, and integrate with anything. Second one is that data model is foundational. Understanding object, field, record, and relationship is essential before building anything on Salesforce. Alright, so it's just you are learning database. Last one is that Lightning is the modern way. Lightning experience is the present and future. Classic is legacy. App builder lets admin and dev build fast. And the last one is that LWC is powerful yet standard. By using HTML, JS, and CSS mean web skill transfers. LWC makes building interactive, component approachable. Alright, so thank you all so much for attending my presentation today. And I hope you have a great day today. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Your T knowledge out.